Yesterday, the newest and I believe the first boss for free-to-play was released, Brutus. It's a bull, and you fight it in the Lumbridge Cow Pen after you complete the newest quest, which is also free-to-play. And it's very easy, as you would expect, because it's for free-to-play and it has like 56 hit points. You kind of can one-shot because there is elite, or is it? No, I don't believe it's master. There's elite combat achievement where you have to kill it in 2 seconds. So essentially, if you can one-shot it with Darox, you will get the achievement. It just kind of looks like a normal NPC. If you have like Blood Amulet of Fury plus Fang, Bandos, you can kind of just AFK the whole time, except you do need Piety and you do need combat potions because otherwise he's going to do the charging attack, which deals like 18 damage and you will not be able to AFK. Anyway, I don't think that there's need a guide in here. If you just take like full Guthans or something and you can just probably infinitely AFK. Now, even though this boss is so easy, but just imagine free to play. If you're level 30, 40, 50, 60 combat, this could be a challenge, you know, like if you're using like steel arrows or something. I wonder if you can kite the boss or something. You know, I could see this as like a nice. Also, it drops bull bones that you actually cannot pick up. There's only a bury option for that, so you cannot sell them in Grand Exchange. So you have to kill it, but it does give 40 experience, which is the highest XP bone. These are the current high scores for Brutus. 3,500 KC in approximately 19 hours that the boss has been released now. I'm guessing that they're using the fast method to get in there because if you AFK the whole time, there's a respawn timer of 20 seconds. So if you use the amulet to teleport back to the cow field and go in, that would be actually quicker spawning. Use it properly, like, I don't know, like special attack weapons or whatever people are using. Maybe even Darox, probably not, a little bit slower, maybe. Because yesterday when the boss was released, I kind of camped it non-stop, and I'm like, damn, these guys have like double the KC, even though I've been there the whole time, but that's because they've been doing it actively, and I didn't mind to just AFK the boss. I gotta say it's a pretty nice boss, especially because this is for free to play also. So I'm curious, like if you're actually a noob, you know, and you're walking around Lumbridge, maybe your combat level is 20 or 30, you're gonna probably have a little bit hard time attacking the boss, but maybe it's possible to like kite him, you know, like run around and all that. Now, one of the rewards that you can get is Bottomless Milk Bucket. It's not super rare, it's like 1 in 33 chance or something, and you can store up to 10,000 buckets of milk inside it. So I actually looked it up, where is buckets of milk actually used, and there are not that many uses at all, especially, what do you use it in free-to-play? Not even baking, is it? You can use chocolate dust on bucket of milk, and it actually creates bucket of chocolatey milk, and it's like an actual bucket, so you're kind of spawning buckets there. I don't know, maybe you can use it somewhere. You can use it also to churn milk and cheese, but then I looked it up. Cheese and all the products that you make is actually lower priced than the bucket of milk, so I don't know, there's not many uses at all, but it's a nice fun item, I guess. Then we have Mooleta, which is a defender in free-to-play. It gives you +1 strength bonus, and it actually only increases 1 weapons, which I believe is Rune Warhammer's max hit, if you have all the maximum strength bonus in free-to-play. Nothing else gets changed. However, that doesn't mean if, let's say, you have like 72 strength, it could generally increase +1 damage on a Rune Scimitar or any weapon, and also gives pretty decent attack bonuses. And below level 20 Wilderness, you don't actually lose Mooleta even if killed by another player. These will just go to your gravestone. But Wilderness beyond level 20, which I actually tested it out, you lose them, and I went back to pick it up maybe where my bones were, but it was just not there. And the last item that you can get is cow slippers. They were 100k exactly when the item was released, so the price was set by JMods, but they were actually very quickly only going for like 24,000, and I believe the only reason why they did not crash even more than this is because you can actually put them in the death's coffer, so you can buy them for 25k, put it for 100k, but there's probably a buy limit, which I don't know what the buy limit is because it doesn't show on RuneLite or Wiki yet. And then of course we have the pet called Beef. It is members only, and it's only 1 in 1,000 chance to get it, so I got it at like 470 KC or so. That was my very first one because I got actually 2 in 1,000 KC. And this is probably the easiest pet to get, I guess, not counting Chompies, but for Chompies, I believe you need like a lot of KC. Once you get the KC, it's very easy to get it. But this has to be like, this is just AFK. If you're high level combat, it's just like, yep, if you never had a pet. And by the way, I checked like World 2. This was like, I don't know, like 5 hours in, and the World 2 was just full of people having pets around. Because the boss is so new right now, you're gonna see a lot of beef running around. When there's like a new update, you know, and everyone's trying it out, and then you see people getting all the rewards and stuff like that. But yeah, couple pets have been obtained. Now, this is not everything, because there is a hard mode of Brutus if you feed him an abyssal potato. You can go to Guardians of the Rift, and then you go to the Scar, I think it's called, where you go to Leviathan, and if you jump over the stepping stones, there is this fire, and near the fire there is this growth. You can pick it up. It respawns very quickly, so you don't have to hop worlds. It's pretty much like those orbs that you get from Desert Treasure 2 bosses, where you can fight the awakened versions of the bosses, except these are not tradable, and obviously these are very easy to obtain, because you just pick the growth, and that's it. Now, this is where I really tried like 50 attempts, so I had 50 potatoes, and I just couldn't get a single kill. In fact, I think the lowest HP that I got Brutus to was like 50%. Now, it is possible. I looked up, I looked at my videos that I recorded, so like slow it down a little bit. Okay, so you move down when he does this, and you so go down and go up, but I kind of like panic, so I'll go like 3 tiles up, 3 tiles down. The thing is that later in the fight, it's like such a little reaction time that you need. Like, it's like you can't even see the bulls. I was like, wait, what's happening? Why is he not spawning? And boom, he's already in 1 tick, he's charging. It doesn't happen in the first 2 special attacks, but on the 3rd special attack, he does it very quickly, and it's like, oh wow. I initially thought that my game lagged, but then I realized every time I get to the 3rd special attack, he does the charging attack. And I hope that you can find a guide on how to kill it, because it's very weird. You try to move diagonally and it just doesn't go diagonally because you cannot go through the bulls. So even though you think you can move there, it just goes to the side because the other bull is there, and it's like you cannot go under them or anything like that. And it was just so annoying to use the Lumbridge teleport each time, because I died again, so I had to go back to bring the loot, because when you die, the amulet stays in the gravestone, so you cannot directly teleport to gravestone. I wonder if you can get multiple amulets. That could not potentially, that would really fix things. But if you successfully manage to defeat the boss, you will get Brutus slippers. They are always dropped, but they are not tradable. They seem to match the Grandmaster helmet, you know, when you complete all of the combat achievements, every single one of them. And kind of that red armor, I forgot how it's called because I was not playing at the time. The kind of looks like hardcore armor, but it's not. So looking good. No stats though, but yeah, it's cosmetic that you defeated it on the hard mode. And this is the total loot from 1000 Brutus kills, 679k. That is if you pick up meat and all that, which some of it is not stackable, so, you know, it's not really a money boss. Bye!